Hi, we're back in the studio and we're going to share a little bit of chair yoga. Yes, so using the chair can be so beneficial. So we're gonna find our seated mountain pose. So Joanna's gonna slide a bit closer to the edge of the chair and find her feet. So you might pick up your toes and just pick up the heels. And then when you feel ready, plant the feet down. Spread your toes out, feel your feet on the floor, and then press your sitting bones, which are your butt bones, into your chair, whatever you're sitting on. Check and notice if your shoulders are over your hips. If they're coming forward or back, try to line them up a little bit. Nice, yeah, a little swaying might help you find that. And then are your ears over your shoulders? We want to keep the head over the shoulders, chin pretty neutral. And then noticing where are your elbows, you might slide your elbows back so they're right under your shoulders and then let them be heavy here. Relaxing your jaw and your face. And just, beginning, here we are, mountain pose, seated mountain pose. So there is strength and ease in this pose. And just beginning to find your breath. So sipping breath in and out through your nose, or maybe you're exhaling through your mouth. Giving yourself permission to tune into what we are doing right here and right now. And then from here, I'm going to ask Joanna just to extend her feet out. Actually, let's just have one out. Yeah, one foot out, and we're going to point and flex, just pointing and flexing, connecting that movement with the breath. So we'll get our joints moving here. Good, and then we'll come to the center and just do a few circles. Yeah, you can keep the leg extended or bring it back in. A few circles here one way, and a few circles the other way. Good, and then we'll stop here in the center, bring your right foot back in, and we'll take the other foot out. The left foot, and we'll do a few point and flex, connecting breath and movement. So if getting up and down off of the floor is challenging, we can still practice yoga. No worries. And then Joanna, if you want to take it around, circling a few times in one direction and then the other. Good, and then we're going to slide that left foot back in. Feel your feet on the floor. Press them into the floor. Press your sitting bones down. Relax your shoulders. Good, from here I'm going to have you peel up your right heel. Take your hands behind your thigh and lift the leg. Just lift the leg here, and we'll circle. Circling the hip. Massaging out the low back, the glute. So we don't seize up, we keep fluid. Take it around the other way. Good, and the next time your knee is going out to your right, Joanna, let it go there. And if it's available, this may not be available for everyone, we're gonna cross the right ankle over the left knee. So if it's not available to bring it over the knee, extend your leg and cross ankles or shins. And then, yes. Yep, so we're still getting some opening there. Either way is fine. Joanna's showing both ways. And then letting one hand come up onto your thigh and one hand below your knee. Yep, right there is perfect. And you can just kind of, with your breath, ease up and down here. It's a little bit like the pigeon pose. Good, and then we'll just stop right there, uncrossing that leg. Step your foot out a little wider than you usually would, Joe, and then let your knee drop in. Yeah. So we're getting a little counterbalance from that external rotation coming into internal rotation. And when you're ready, heel toe your feet back to neutral here. And this time we'll pick up the left heel. And well, we're going to start by turning the hip. Let's, just going nice and slow. A few times one direction. And then a few times the other direction, going slow and steady. You might notice which way you choose to go because it's something we don't even think about. So our bodies are so smart. And the next time your knee is out to the left, the option to cross the ankles or cross the ankle over the knee. Yeah. So we're coming into our variation of the pigeon pose here, one hand by the knee, one hand lower down, and just using the breath to open and close here. Good, we'll go one more time here, and then uncrossing. Good, let your knees, yeah, that's it. Knees knocked together and feet close. Good, so I think this is called ducks and penguins. I'm not sure. I'm gonna ask Joanna to separate her knees, and we're just gonna like heel toe in, heel toe out a few times. So this is getting our ankles, our knees, and the hips. It's so good to keep our joints moving, especially as we're aging. Good, we'll go through one more round here. And then we're just going to stop in the center. We're going to come into a cat and cow. Joanna, will you turn sideways on your chair just for demonstration? So sitting on the side of the chair and coming into the cat and cow movement, rounding the spine back into cat and then bringing the heart space forward. So we're waving the spine, keeping the spine supple, connecting our breath with our movements here. And then one more round here. And once you're back around, if you'll swing back my way and bring the blocks closer here. Yep. And I'm going to ask you to let your feet come a little wider and then let yourself pour forward. So the hands can stay on the blocks. So yeah, she's just going to adjust as she needs them. So if letting the hands come down to the floor is too much, and you can have your hands on blocks here. So we're stretching out the back side of the body and just demonstrating that the blocks have a lot of versatility. And she has her arms extended for a little bit of down dog here too. When you are ready, roll up your spine, come back into your seated mountain pose. So feet will come back in, feet are pressing down, sitting bones are pressing down, arms are forward. Good, let's roll the shoulders here a few times, giving the shoulders a few rolls. A few times one direction and then taking it a few times in the other direction. I'm giggling because I've noticed that I breathe in these automatically. It's kind of funny. All right, so we've got the shoulders lubed up. Just bring your hands into a gentle fist here. And we're just going to turn the ankles. Those aren't ankles, those are wrists. Those are the arm ankles. And keep breathing, yeah. So just turning the wrists here a few times. Turning a few times one direction. Turning a few times the other direction. Yeah, maybe you open the hands, and when you feel ready to let that go, let it go. Shaking it out here. Good, so we're gonna do a little bit of work for the head and the neck. So I want you to use your nose as like a pointer pencil and begin to make some really small circles in one direction. So slow, steady, and those circles will begin to get a little bit bigger and cover more area and more space. And for right now, resist going to that snap crackle place that you might find. Try to keep it a bit more on the edge of that. Going as big as you can here. And then when you're ready to come back to neutral, come back to neutral. And we'll take it the other way. So going slow, going steady, taking your time. And you might have to think about, which way was I just going? That's completely natural. Our body wants to go the way that it moves easily. Good. Going as big as you can, covering as much area and as much space here. And when you're ready to come back to neutral, coming back to neutral. Letting your right hand take the seat of the chair, yes, and sweep the left arm up. Good. So your right elbow might bend back behind you as you hinge over, getting a lateral side stretch here, breathing into the side body. You can be looking up, looking forward, or looking down. Just noticing what feels best for your neck here. And then press down to come up, and let's let that left hand come onto your right knee. And we're just going to take the right hand onto the bottom seat of the chair behind you, or you could take the upper part, either way. Either way's fine, yep. Pressing down, keep your spine long, ears over shoulders, finding some spinal twist here, and letting your breath move you in and out. Good, and we'll come back to center here. Find yourself back in your seated mountain pose, and let the arms sweep up with your breath. Sweep your arms up. Let the palms come together, come down the center just a few times, just like this, and then we'll catch the other side. So connecting our breath with our movements. Nice, one more time. Taking a moment to pause so you can check in and notice, how is this breathing and movement affecting you on a deeper level? Let's find yourself back into the seated mountain. This time the left hand will take the seat of the chair, and if you need to adjust your lower body, by all means. And we'll take the left arm, that's the right arm. We're going to take it up, and the left elbow might bend back as you find some lateral movement here in the spine. Continuing to breathe, and you can gaze up, forward, down. You might think like your rib cage is an accordion, expanding and contracting here. And then when you're ready, coming up, letting that right hand come onto your left knee. Your left hand can come around onto the seat of the chair behind you, up high or low, either way, and finding a twist here. Relax your shoulders and let your breath move you in and out here. Good, we'll take one more breath and come on back to neutral into your seated position. And this is just a good way to get all of the joints moving, doing it from a chair. Feel free to follow up with our guided relaxation video from here. If you have any requests, if there is something you'd like to see, please let us know. And thank you so much for watching. Namaste. Thanks, Joe. Bye.